lets it go. Alexander Zubov with his backwards chair. 10-6.
哎，不行啊，我们就这么看吧，兄弟们。
Ace Queen for chip leader Adrian
看到
Mateos
off
and a
马特
race
库
to
斯
100,000. Good fold, Jamil. Oh boy.
HNO Open
Ace 10 for Roman Hrabak.
庄位
Now
A10
third in chips. Has the button.
有些筹码是200万，200万是多少个 BB？ 50个吗？40个 BB。现在大王是多少？
Too strong to just outright fold, and will go to a flop with the dominating combination.
布拉沃斯死勾攻对面。
Couple of fours and a jack. Yeah, and ace queen high still ahead. Mateos a
3-1
favorite near enough, and
可以打可以拆。
has the option to continue. Looks like he will.
Yeah, 3 bets 80,000. Yeah, and obviously Roman knows that he doesn't have any.
小注。
has very little.
现在一般这种牌的话，前卫对后卫的话，拆个频率是很高的。
And 2 were thrown into the muck. So for that reason, you know, you got the pocket pairs to continue, and the jack, but you might have to continue some other combinations. And does Roman feel like Ace 10 is one of them? It's obviously a very small bet, quarter pot.
我打一小注也没问题啊，庄位对吧？肯定要靠一枪，防守一下。
Turn card is the king of hearts.
转牌 K 2张红桃。Mateos 是卡顺。这张 K 也符合他开池的范围啊。 看是不是要持续下注？ 持续下注是不是得重一点？是不是得半池以上？38万，我38万的话打了一个70%左右的注，2/3池。
Yeah, he's deciding. Okay, can my hand ever be good here? Is this a hand I want?
那这个 A10可能跟不动了。
Feels like it could be good here sometimes.
Yes. And is this a better continue than pocket 8s or whatever? Do I have king X?
弃了吧。
I think this is the inevitable decision to fold, but you're not going to see anyone act in haste at this final.
No.
Particularly not against Adrian.
Hammersmith's finest, who boosts his chip lead up to nearly 5.5 million now, nearly 110 big blinds.
And by the way, we should just touch on the reason Adrian is such a headliner here. In that he is on one of the
这是2024年的那个什么，这是2024年的 EPT 在塞浦路斯站的一个5万刀的超级豪客赛。一共是47个人报名，现在是最后一桌 ，Final Table 还是6个人。
No, I would never say he's not been a consistent high stakes winner, but it's, you know, there's the Coleman run, the Federal run, the Adamo run, you know, these kind of all-time great streaks.
现在大王是多少？大王应该是2万5万加上大王的一个前注，应该是2万5万。Mateos 在加1位66开吃，6个人的加1位是的是6个人的加1位应该是还在。
Not, you know, I mean, he's going to be in the conversation one day for greatest of all time. But
it's
a really special run that he's on at the moment. Side bets, huge wins. Like, he's really crushing right now.
He may get in the Poker Hall of Fame by like 2079.
Sure. If those old Vegas drunks vote for it?
Right. Mateos. What?
From where? España. Well, España.
What is España?
That's one of the moons of Saturn, isn't it?
这一桌看这意思好像是没有什么娱乐玩家，全都是 Pro 的样子，一个比一个 Pro 像。
Your chances of being shot in America remain very high.
Good to know.
Who is humming to themselves?
And now actually we get an interesting spot. As I talked about, those big stacks in all in a row. Now it's 3 short stacks, and it's Mikolai who will be the first short stack to make a move.
不到11个 BB 直接推了，
Shove
没
with
问题。
A6, just the big blind to get through. Zubov with 9-8.
Yeah, and nice shove.
大盲也是个短码，大盲还剩，大盲也是10个 BB。
player that we would roughly consider an amateur. I know he does have a very strong poker background.
学习一下吧，看看这些大神在决赛桌里都是怎么调整的，怎么打。
Definitely a guy who's now firmly in the VIP businessman camp, however you choose to refer to it. Was actually at the Monte Carlo final table, 100K that Adrian won, his first EPT Super High Roller. I think he got 3rd or 4th there, and certainly very competitive in these fields.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, has a huge Triton win as well. So definitely comfortable at this final table, but sort of repping for the VIPs.
Action starts with Roman Hrabek. Folds. Artem Martirosyan. Pocket sixes.
老虎哥加1位，
Martirosyan
也是拿到66
officially chips
这个
right
应
now.
该吃
Starts
啊。
the hand with more than 50 bigs. He's announced raise. Enough to get a fold from
对吧
Basketball
？50
in
个
the cup. Jamil
BB，
Wakil is out. Zubov in the small.
50
Trey deuce.
个 BB。
No, thank you. And Mateos in the big.
Later.
Raise and
没
take
什么
it.
火花啊，这块儿。
Mar Arthur.
Oh yeah, forgot about Mar Arthur.
Yeah, we actually saw these guys, Jamil and Arthur, in the PCA, three or four-handed. I forget exactly where Jamil finished. And obviously, it's one of the nice things about following along with, Roman, of course, probably appeared on a lot of people's screens for the first time at EPT London, finishing, I think, 3rd there as well.
Did you research this beforehand? You're just rattling all this off the top of your head. It's impressive.
I was commentating when we saw them.
Jeez. I'm like, I know we saw these guys before, but I couldn't tell you where.
You thought you just nodded at them in the corridor.
I do think it's interesting that we do have 2 of the PCA 2023 finalists at this final table.
I mean, it's certainly one of the things that happens is you see players emerge online and then you see them creep into live arena, mainly in the main event.
哎，老虎上口拿到 AA 了，
Top players in the 1Ks graduating to the
看这把能不能撞牌啊？
You get a few results behind you in the main, and maybe you step into a high roller or 2. And here we go.
Martirosyan with aces has raised it to 100K. Jamil Wakil now playing 6 big blinds. Queen 10 of diamonds folds.
Yeah, and good fold from Jamil.
庄位也靠不动，10个盲靠不动。
Alluring.
And it's Hrabek's big blind. Not going to defend.
小亮牌，
Have to show the
秀
aces.
一下。
Compulsory.
It doesn't matter how big the buy-in. The show
yeah.
one, show all rule is strictly enforced. You can be in a 50p, 50p home game, and they will make
I want to see that hand.
Yeah.
I want to see that hand.
Exactly. The worst one I think is like you get walked in the big blind and then you show the small blind that you had like A7, and then someone's like, "Show me."
I want to see that.
I want to see that. It's like, bro, I got walked. Like, chill out.
I like it when the show one, show all rule is misquoted. When someone shows one card and they go show one, show all, meaning you have to show all of your cards.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, people are. Yeah. I'm from UK, so we like rules. And to enforce them through a passive-aggressive frown.
Tutting.
Yeah, tutting. It's big.
Okay, Jamil, what's it going to be?
Yeah, and Jamil with
加 EAR 6个 BB，6个 BB 能推吗？
curtails you somewhat, but we shall see. We'd love to have.
好像有点边缘
you
，A2O
can
好
see
像有
this
点
is
边缘。
Jamil does feel that it's close.
加1位应该是
It does have a
hijack，
smidge of fold equity while he's
枪
at
口
big blinds.
hijack
And the
卡
big
到
blind ante is a factor
庄位
because you
大
have
王
to
小
put
王6个人。
2 of your 6 in 2 hands, which Jamil might feel like pushes this hand into the shove.
要不弃了，咱再忍
For a
一
moment, I
圈。
thought we had an all-in triangle ready to go, but I think it's just his little pyramid Lucky talisman.
And does fold.
Buddy.
He'll be noting that down to look at later. I do think that is the deuce is a real passion killer there. It's Mateos in a different situation.
中位 A2
There we go.
这马特奥斯现在是全场的 chip leader， 对吧？中位 A2O 开池，大满位的老虎84起防守。
Which is Queen 6-5. Mateos still ahead.
I'm just trying to think about like what I would be saying if Sam wasn't in here right now, and it's giving me a cold
哎，
sweat.
过牌了，
He doesn't check back here from Adrian.
不是 C1 枪吗？
With heart and diamond. With heart, I guess deuce of heart's kind of irrelevant, but yeah, it's interesting. Arthur, with nothing really going on, you normally need some kind of gut shot. You know, he's got so many 7-9s, 8-9s to be able to bet. That 10-8, not going to make the cut.
孔诺克应该打一枪吧？
Now Adrian
打一枪
might
收
think
池了。
about betting. Very subtle from Mateos. So easy to play the chip lead. You know, in a fashion where you just see bet every flop. You know, to sort of delay there to the turn. Very interesting. Balancing for when, you know, he has a hand like pocket jacks that, or 9s that wants to check back or whatever it may be.
So Mateos has increased his chip lead from the start.
现在最小短码，我最后一名是30万、50万，一个是6个 BB， 一个10个 BB。
None shorter than
第4名
Jamil
也是
Wakil
10个
playing 300k, which equates to 6 big
12 个
blinds.
BB。
And as you observed, Sam,
前3名还
he
深
will
一
be
点，
in the big
第
blind.
3名是30多。
He's really going to want to get a shove here because Mikolai, it would
现在就是
represent half
等
of Mikolai's stack, so he can't
基本上就是
purely for chips. So he's going to love a suited
等这些短码自损死亡啊，所以说他们长码之间不会拼得太凶。
Has he picked it up? And this is going to make the grade.
Let's
枪口
go.
勾圈哦，6个 BB， 要不要推啊？
Well, it's a virtual all-in. 2/3 of his chips have been wagered. Ace-5 is Zubov.
瑞斯20万，后手还有10万，
Yeah,
这
it's
跟
nice to see
欧银差不多。
Jamil rewarded for that disciplined fold.
除非后边一圈全部欧银了，你可以弃掉。
Here he is. Not even
Matos.
ace king or ace there. He's just
马托斯，
Ass meet foot,
这肯定接了，
and that foot belongs to Adrian Mateos.
敲了。
yeah.
Well, we are going to see a flop, I guess, because Mateos has just called.
大王 A2， 哎，要不要来呀？
Couple of aces folded.
没必要。
And no
我淘汰一个，现在他们就直接就拿钱了。
pot 525 with just
你们
100.
这种时候就是弃牌的意味会非常高。
Yeah, and with 2 live cards against a hand like 10s.
还剩
I
2
mean,
个大
Jamil,
王。
I don't think we'll put it in because, by the way, there's a well, this is going to be quite a technical and interesting spot because there's some chance that Mateos
挺
keeps
会玩。
Jamil alive because in the next hand,
对，反正无所谓，他是大
I don't
长码
want to。preempt it because that might not be Mateos' strategy.
短码死不死的话，
Mateos now
其实
has
短码
a
不死
decision
对他
because
更有
what
利，
does he gain by getting-
因为他可以
He does.
无限的去剥削别人，
Oh, he's gonna 95.
Yeah.
对吧？别人对他来说，对一个大长码 chip leader 不会对抗得太凶，尤其是在有一个长码在时。
Is that a legal bet?
It's not illegal.
打多少？
50K.
50,000.
9万5
no, it is. The 5k chips are still in play. It's a legal bet.
Wow. Because
Who would even think? to
玩的
do
够
that?
细呀！
well, this is you see, I'm just on the level of maybe check, but he's on the
怎么着
level
？call
of
Put another 5 in,
Thank
Adrian.
God they didn't
Liu
call her
Chen.
for those 5K chips.
我
so where's Jamil's chip though?
5000是多少？5000是0.1个 BB 吧，对吧？
You see it there?
Okay.
Literal
拆拆，
Mateus is like, no,
旁边大哥，
look at the devious.
哥们儿你干啥呢？赶紧弄死他呀！咱们不就分钱了吗？
Wow, so Mateus gets the maximum and leaves Jamil Wakil alive.
我他又拆拆了。
One more hand, and he will be forced all in on the next
He
hand.
should be stroking a cat.
I'll keep you
No,
alive.
no, Mr. Wakil, I don't expect you to.
那下把的话，马特乌斯还能抢啊！下把马特乌斯可以瞄，可以盲欧印，
New era
对吧？
hand there where Adrian recognizing how much it's
欧印的话，没人会靠
to
他，
keep Jamil
除非拿 AKK 会靠
barely
他。
on life
Even for
support.
one more hand. I mean, it's so sick.
And let's see what strategies Adrian
Zero big blind.
employs.
因为他淘汰了的话，其他人不就是自动分钱了吗？自动拿钱了吗？没有必要跟马特乌斯拼得太凶了。
Some kind of comeback.
I mean, this really the literal chip in chair, but it's going to be interesting to see how Adrian wields his stack now. And if you get a medium strength hand, or even a pretty good hand, it's a really interesting.
看这个马特乌斯是不是盲欧印啊？
There is some
可以
confusion
盲
out
抢
there，as to why Adrian
因为他马太长了，他马他的马链是全场第一。
Everyone else is hamstrung now. You can't
大盲是谁？
your 1.8 million stack while someone has 5,000 chips. Like what?
哦，好像大盲就是因为他上把是枪口欧印的，对他应该是欧印了，要不然下把大盲了。大盲的话还得交一个那什么，还得交个前注，基本上就没了。枪口干嘛？这枪口放了呀，对吧？那大盲已经欧印了。
Yeah, I mean, who knows how to play this? It doesn't matter how much you study. Six-handed with 40k jump, one player down to.
And a straight chip that no one even knew was on the table still.
I play his hands. Wow.
马特乌斯怎么了？弃牌了吗？
Yeah, it must have been bad.
Roman Hrabek with A7 offsuit, aka the
我靠，
Spraggy.
惹完祸跑了，管杀不管埋啊！
I guess with Arthur on.
Cut off A7 call.
Just be opening 7-3 off or whatever.
Oh boy.
蓝虎
Yeah, and look at this. Arthur now
陈六怎么说？
covering stack against Roman. Yeah, there we go.
挤
You
压一
see
下
the，dynamic it creates, Joe.
It's so silly.
And Roman knows that he's. Look at it, a resigned Jamil. Wakil.
So Hrabek folds, Wakil all in, and
Yeah, and actually interesting because it was Martirosyan that was able to take advantage of the situation that
Second biggest
Adrian.
stack, right?
Yes, indeed.
我觉得这手牌马特乌斯应该加注啊，应该是100%开始，
Wakil at least has
而且
life
加大一
plus.
点，现在不就是抢吗？
Yeah, and Adrian and to a lesser extent Arthur will be hoping he survives actually, rooting
对吧？
for
别人
him.
没牌不会跟你去
And
碰
the
撞
short
的，
stacks
大盲已
desperately
经 all in 了。
hoping that he busts.
It wouldn't work.
I mean 7-4, it's kind of like.
Okay, well,
Door's not shut.
Queen High still ahead, but Wakil 7s and 4s live.
转牌哦，转牌一张4，
Four on the turn, Wakil takes the lead and is now a 3-1 favorite.
转马还有机会。
More than double up.
He doesn't get that whole 330, does he?
No.
And that's
Cool.
nice to see. So I wonder how much he gets. Does he get the whole?
Well, there was no ante. There's no
Yeah.
ante because big blind plays first.
So he got
So he gets
15.
多少了
5K
15000
from
是吧？
Monaco small blind, 5K from Roman Hrabek's open, and 5K from Martirosyan.
还是不到一个盲，
Quadruple up.
下把继续 all in，
And there
现在
he
是
is,
小盲 all in。
20,000, which is nearly a small blind.
You can go for it.
I'm
love
just glad that Adrian's play gets rewarded. He didn't get to play that particular hand. He's got another shot at it
Yes,
now.
indeed. Well, I mean, this is why.
那这个牌吃力的应该抢，我觉得马特乌斯应该抢，应该加持，应该加入，
The detail with which these guys
应该
apply
100%的不要去抢
and
盲
to。each and every hand to not just maximize the EV in that particular hand, but think about how the future game.
你给一个短马留下来了，你不就是为了抢人家盲吗？
So as you highlighted, Sam, he almost has a small blind. So for the second hand in a row, he is forced all in.
These guys having a little chuckle here.
It's just so hilarious that he made a bet that none of us even thought was possible.
没准大家就心里边都
Now, this is an interesting
心
situation
里都骂
because,
死。
yes, he only has 20k, but he is eligible to win the whole ante,
Wow.
which is 50k.
Yes. Yes, this would be a good spot to find a good hand if you are Jamil Wakil. Look, when Jamil inevitably wins this, beating Adrian heads up, we'll see who's laughing then.
That's right.
Не, надо будет вообще почитать.
Probably not. Oh, Adrian is smiling. I was going to say.
Look at this. He even knows he's done something cheeky. This is what's quite fun about it, even though it's a very interesting and technical spot. Yeah, there we go.
哎，
Now he's got his chance.
对吧？
Okay, ace deuce opens to 100,000. Hrabek out. Martirosyan, 8-4 off, folds. Vascoboynikov on
他这回抢没有极大的牌，不会跟他对抗。
And Mikolai they're actually sort of relieved to not find a hand in a way like, okay, wow.
哦，
And
小
this
王
is
上
a
2，
nice spot for Jamil.
Ah, Zubov's got the bond. 7-5 of spades and is going to call. So we are going to have side
Wow,
action
this
between the
is-
Taos and Zubov.
嗯，5-7也进来。
I guess it's that if this is also interesting because if he were to bust this hand,
这个大盲要
and
补
Jamil
呀，
busts,
这个翻个倍的话挺划算的，
The jump,
这个
yeah.
赔率太合适了。
it's an interesting eventuality.
而且筹码这么短，现在是还有7个嘛。筹码越短的话呢，
And the bond is on.
位置劣势越
The bond
越小。
is live.
The street flash draw is live.
At least I got.
Yeah, and Adrian recognizing that this board does hit a Zubov flatting range. Poor old
7，
Jamil.
那继续拆一个，大盲应该不会
Pair
打
of。sevens, best hand right now. And with that straight flash draw as well, we've got 92% equity.
I mean, the only thing that could happen is Adrian on a king.
这牌打了的话，让人
and
家
let
球力的
Jamil
给你推了，你就
win.
不多
So
难受。
Jamil is live
对
in
吧？
a
小盲
very
也摇力了。
he's live to Mateus's aggression, basically.
I mean, it would check out given the way that Mateus has been playing thus far for the weirdest possible thing to happen
A
here.
king or jack is the only.
Not that king.
Wow. And I assume. Wow, we should.
红
see-
花的这个得拿个价值了。
Yeah, Jamil looking at this board is not giving anything away like a true pro, but probably it doesn't want to see Zubov bet.
打多少？1个 BB， 2个 BB，
100k.
Notice Adrian doesn't immediately.
那抓不
raise.
动啊，A 还抓不动。
Doesn't have a spade in hand, but knows that Zubov. I think you should realize Zubov.
因为3个人
probably
小王
only
令这里
has
边
three
bluff 太
hands.
少，
Yeah, and we'll just.
几乎没有 bluff， 因为你把特库斯 bluff 走了也没有用，你还要跟小王比。
I had a pair.
Jamil.
Jamil.
GG, bro. GG.
OK， 淘汰了1名，现在还剩5个
Come
人
in。as the super short stack. He is the first player out and cashes
Last card flash.
for nearly 160k.
Yeah, big score. And obviously a little newer, certainly compared to, say, Adrian, to the high roller scene. And a big score in the bank, locked up, you know, in terms of raw.
也行啊，超级短板还玩了
Also
多玩了好几把。
See more of Jamil Wakil in the future, I don't doubt that.
Сань, 700? Нет, 625. А у тебя?
535.
Look how sad Adrian is.
现在场上的筹码分布，刚刚大盲是7个 BB， 我赢了，应该是有10个 BB 了吧？
He should. When you're doing something like betting 95,
好像还有一个
I
短
feel
板
like you should have a big moustache to 12. You know, and you know, like a
62万12个
big
BB
dastardly moustache.
Alex 12个。
People learn Chinese to play poker. We should start
A
learning
cackle.
Russian.
So we go five-handed, and you know, nice result for Zubov there, who pulled level slightly ahead of Mikolai, and now it's those two short stacks that are sort of head-to-head. Roman really a mid-stack.
一圈10个
big
BB，
blinds, and Arthur with the 55. And Mikolai will decide whether to raise or shove here, and we'll go for the shove.
对了。
Leave one chip behind.
哟，小盲也是属于2个短码，有可能 call 啊，这个 A 勾 O 的话有可能 call 啊。
This is a very strong hand and a very natural clash.
Yikes.
And it is a domination situation, and Zubov is at risk and behind. Hold on a second.
That looks like he's covered. He's got him
哦，
covered.
干嘛吧？
Interesting.
We don't put the card protector.
Just
Adrian's donated 80,000 chips to him
Yeah, right.
in order to keep him alive. The Mateo special.
okay. So yes, Vaskoboynikov officially at risk. Zubov has 85k behind.
Very
33K，
choppy flop.
Opportunities have indeed emerged.
3张 go
Touches his
out。
pig for luck. Is that legal within the rules?
So we don't squeeze it too hard.
Yes.
I didn't hear any consent.
%23% chance of a chop. Zubov looking for a jack for the outright win.
胜率是现在 A 圈胜率是70%，A 勾是
Ace
7%，
nine or king.
扣掉了23%的
So
分
ace
钱
queen
啊。
holds. That is going to be a double up for Nikolai Vaskoboynikov, and it's going to leave
华州
Zubov
再发一个
on
公路
the
不就
board
分
with
钱了吗？
just over a single big blind.
Mateo special.
又一个短码出现了，他还剩多少？他还剩85000吧，一个 BB。
Hey, it's better than 0 big
1.
blind.
点赞加订阅 ，AA 气给你，够意思吧？